Okay, here's a look at X-Transbots Shock Trooper Fast, which is their version of a masterpiece scaled Runamuck. So first, as always, let's take a look at the box. Here's the front of the box with a nice artwork there of Runamuck in a Statue of Liberty background, which is nice. I like the colors. Back of the box, you get your G1 style art there and the bio and tech spec, which you can pause for the cause and read that if you're interested, and his tech specs here. And then the side of the box, you get your quote here: if you're not in control, you're not going fast enough. Okay. And then the side of the box, you get a nice close-up artwork there of his face and a schematic drawing of the alt mode. And top of the box, you get your X-Transbots logo, really nice. And the bottom, you get a preview of their upcoming figure masterpiece scaled ratchet. So that's a look at the box. And then we also get the accessories. So we get his one accessory, a handgun, which is nicely sculpted. I'm sure it's cartoon accurate. And then, of course, my favorite, the bio card with that same artwork there, but it's done in this credit card shape that I don't like. And the back, you get your bio, which you can pause and read that if you're interested. His specs, so really nice. And then, of course, the instructions booklet, which I do like. And here you can see the accessories, just a handgun and some features here. It has a engine in there, and then the transformation, which I'm just going to say now again, X-Transbots, their transformation or engineering design is always bad. I mean, it's like a 500-piece puzzle instead of like a 50-piece puzzle that you have to bend, pull, stretch, which is not good design and increases the chance of breakage because of all the stress you're causing by having to use force pushing and pulling things. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. That's pretty much with all their figures. But here you could see they always do a nice job sculpting the figure and alt mode. And so the back, you get the same G1 artwork with the bio and tech spec. So this is kind of cool. You get kind of like a booklet style of the box. And that's kind of cool since I don't keep the boxes. And then we get this addendum, which I already transformed it. I didn't really need this, so I'm not sure what the issue is. But attention, adjust the highlighted parts as the picture, then rotate. Okay, so that's a look at that. And now let's come down here, take a closer look at this figure. So first of all, as always, X-Transbots does a really nice job sculpting the figure, both robot and alt mode. And you do have your die cast and the nice paint and extra little details here, like the sculpt and the rubber wheels, the little paint here. Really nice. They do a nice job on it. But again, the transformation is always an issue. No different with this figure. So yeah, let's first do this. Let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured the cartoon aesthetics. And you can see that, yeah, it's not really cartoon accurate. The shape of the vehicle is totally different. You could see this one is more realistic. This is, I think, a Trans Am. So yeah, it just depends on what your preference is. I mean, this looks nice. It's a nice realistic looking transforming vehicle, but it's not very cartoon accurate. So it is what it is. It still looks nice. So in terms of features, it obviously you can open up this hood, which is a little difficult. You just kind of have to push somewhere where you get a little opening. And then you can open this up all the way, but you have to make sure you manipulate X-Transbots figures correctly. So just to be able to lift it up, you kind of have to pull down, and then get this top part to go underneath, and then you can open it up. But once you do, look at that. That's really nice. I'm not sure if they designed it with the purpose intent to have this feature, but it is nice. And then it does have the light things, but you could see this isn't designed very well. They could have easily put a little nub there to make it easier to lift up, but after playing around with it, I found if you push on the outer part, you can kind of get it up. I mean, if you're trying to do it here, it's a little hard. So again, from the outer part, then it's a little bit easier. And here you could see, look at that. That's really cool. It's actually a transparent plastic to resemble the reflective lights there. So really nice feature there. And then you just have to carefully fold that back up. Some more sculpted detail, the handle and the key hole slot there, the gas tank, the rear side view lights, the back, even a slot for a license plate there, chrome plated rims, rubber wheels. Why is there 2 gas tanks? That's, well, maybe that's why he's fast, huh? Because he has double gas tanks here. I don't know, but anyways, that's cool. And then of course you can open the doors, which this is kind of nice. You could see they did give you a little slot there, so that's a good design to be able to open it up. And it's kind of weird that they have this pseudo window here, which is a little hard to open up, but once you do, you could see passenger side. Really cool. You get that car seat. And again, I'm not sure if they purposely designed this to be like this, or if they just took advantage of the opportunity to put it in there, but that's really cool. Other side, same thing. You just have to be very careful when you're, look at that, see, because there's a tab which you have to bend down to pull it out. That's what I'm talking about. When you're bending it, you're causing stress right here, and that's throughout this whole figure with all of their figures. But anyways, inside you could see it's a nicely sculpted seat there too, and the steering wheel. So yeah, that's really cool. So that's another nice feature that you get in alt mode. And then his handgun, you can actually, I don't know if I can show you, there is a little slot deep in there. I don't know if you could see it, but you can only attach it during the transformation. You can't, unfortunately, easily get it in here like this. So you have to make up your mind to either put it in before you transform it or leave it out. So yeah, just letting you know. So that's, look at that, it rose really nice. It's rubber wheels. I really like this. This is really cool. So yeah, I didn't bring out any other figures to compare this with in alt mode, but yeah, I do have other versions of the Runamuck, you know, the War for Cybertron, the Takata Legends, and the old Chug and stuff. Maybe I'll do a collection video of Runamuck. But anyways, that's a look at the alt mode. So now let's transform into robot mode and take a look at that. Okay, here's a look at Runamuck in robot mode. And as you can see, typical X-Transbots, they do a nice job sculpting the figure, nice proportions, has die cast paint. So let's take a close-up look at the head, because I want to point one thing out here. Look at his helmet and his face. They're kind of like 2 different colors. I think that was a really nice attention to detail. So it makes the face actually stand out a little bit better than just kind of like this whole white head kind of fleshed out. So I think they did a nice job there. So you could see all the simple details. That's cartoon accurate, and yeah, they did a nice job. So speaking of which, let's compare this with the animation model and see. They did a nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics, you know, like I was telling you, the little rectangle shape on the forearm there, this little box relief on his hip there. So yeah, they did a nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics here. And in terms of articulation, it is on a ball joint, so it can go up, down, rotate, go side to side. Confused dog look. Arms, they are on ratchet here, so a nice soft ratchet, but that's nice. And it can actually go up two ways. You could see it's going up this way, but it can also articulate up here, so you can get a double jointed arm raise there. And let me just point out, this is on a screw, if you see right there. I actually had to tighten it because this was just dropping down really loose. But anyways, you also get bicep swivel. You do get elbow joint, goes up 90 degrees, that's it. And you do get wrist rotation, but let me show you on this side, because you do need to be careful here. I mean, the fingers are on a pin, they're all grouped together, but here this thumb, you don't want to break it. So you just have to be careful when you're manipulating this if you want to rotate it for some reason. And then you do get waist rotation, and you do get an ab crunch like that. And here on the legs, you get a nice ratchet going forward and back. You get a thigh rotation, and if you lift up the hip skirt, it can go out to the side, but it actually looks funny like that, so I kind of don't like the way they designed that. You do get a double jointed knee bend, so this is cool. Let me show you. You get a double jointed knee bend, so you can get a good range of movement there. And then the legs are on feet are on an ankle rocker. They can go up and down if you use this double hinge to manipulate it. So in terms of articulation, I think they did a nice job. And yeah, let's just take a look. It cleans up pretty nice. I mean, he looks pretty thin. And the back view, yeah, they did a nice job. I mean, little nitpicky things here, like, you know, the foot, this part sticking out here, but you got your pseudo wheels here. Really nice. So yeah, don't know what else I can point out in terms of the figures. There really isn't any articulation. So let's bring out a couple of other X-Transbots figure from season 3 and see what this looks like. And you could see how he looks together here. It definitely looks the part. Really nice. Yeah, and I'm waiting for Runabout, which I should be getting next week, I think. So look at that. That looks really, really cool. Yeah, so that's a look at Runamuck in robot mode. So I'll just end with my final thoughts on this figure. Just the usual with X-Transbots as always. It's a nicely sculpted figure, both in robot and alt mode, so it looks really nice. And the materials are also nice. The plastics painted, you do get die cast, you do get little accents of paint. There is nicely sculpted detail, metallic rims, rubber wheels and stuff like that. So, you know, they do some nice things to make the figure look really good, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I don't want to spend a lot of time pointing out every single thing on this figure and other X-Transbots figures. They need a engineering department for their products, because I could tell you the way it really works in product design. I mean, when you come up with a concept, you come up with designs, and you go through a review, and it has to go through the engineering department. They're the ones who are gonna point out whether things work or don't work or need to be redesigned. And that's something X-Transbots is lacking. So that's one of the reasons why their figures, the engineering of the transformation is always kind of off. But anyways, I had to kind of throw that in because I'm getting comments of it. But I got this figure because it's a missing character for my collection. And this is a masterpiece that we have so far. And it looks the part. It looks really good. In both modes, so I like the figure a lot. So, and again, I don't give recommendations, because if you want it, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. But I could just tell you, if you have season 3 masterpiece figures, you probably want to get this until Fans Toys hopefully eventually makes their version. So that's it. That's my review and my final thoughts. And it's a great looking figure. I'm really happy to have it and looking forward to getting Runabout.
You're still here?
Okay, so I actually took the time to pull out some previous versions of Runamuck. I don't have the original G1, but I'll just tell you, I didn't like that toy. I actually saw it in so many of those at the store, but I just passed on it. So I don't have the G1, but this is what I have. And after G1, there was the Chug, and this is the Transformers Collectors Club exclusive, where you get both Runamuck and Runabout. And I'm not going to take the time to transform this, but you could see this is a repaint, retool of their Wheeljack, the Generations Wheeljack, or the United Wheeljack. And you could see the nice bio. So this is kind of what he looks like. And then after Chug, I think this was under the Transformers Adventure line. So this was cool. It was kind of small, and it scaled better with the Chug figures. So yeah, that's that. And then of course we got the War for Cybertron, which this is really cool. Transformation on this is much simpler and easier. People complain about the hollow gaps there, but this is done really nice. For the most part, cartoon accurate, except they did put in a lot of extra sculpted detail. But this is a really nice figure. This is an example of good engineering design. But anyways, this is what I have in terms of the other Runamuck figures. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Now, just really looking forward to getting Runabout, and then I'll post my video of that after I get it.
Dive lower, blast off! Those snoops are trying to find out about our new weapon!
So let's give them a little education!